Scoopy Radio. It's Brandon Scoopy Robinson here. Reverend Jesse Jackson there. Sir, welcome. What's going on?
Scoopy, how you doing today, buddy?
Man, enjoying life, having fun, and seeing you still at 81 years old be effective. Happy belated 81st birthday.
Thank you very much. You know, sense of purpose wakes me up every morning. And I find joy in my work. It's not really work, it's a mission. It's not work like work. It's something I want to do. Mm-hmm. I find fulfilled when I'm able to set some prisoner free. I feel joy. Able to get some corporation open up, put blacks and browns on board directors. I feel joy. So I find joy in my work.
That's definitely something to commend and respect, specifically because I read that you are still out and about telling people that it's imperative for people to vote.
Well, you know, Emmett Till, the killers walked away free. One black vote on the jury could have hampered their freedom. But of course, if that one black jury had been known, he'd been lynched for voting against them. We lived under terror for 1880, 1940. 5,000 black were lynched in public. They passed out leaflets at churches. Therefore, it was like there'd be a lynching downtown. They'd leave church and go to lynching and come back and the night service. It really was tyranny. The federal government knew about it. Matter of fact, Roosevelt used to be on the Warm Springs, Georgia, right? Mm-hmm. His retreat. So Georgia, 500 lynchings. Mississippi, about 800 lynchings. So it was very well known by the federal government what states were doing. And you know, when the Civil War was over, the Supreme Court that said blacks had no rights, bound to respect. Mm-hmm. They stayed on. 1896 they ruled separate but equal, separate but really unequal, and it took us 58 years to knock down the inconsistent, the contradiction in that separate but equal situation. So we had a battle in our hands fighting terrorism. What Trump is doing to the country now, we're seeing it happen to states over and over again.
Reverend Jackson, you have been a voice for people of color for a long time, but I can't help but talk with you about your love for basketball. I see you at games, shaking hands, taking pictures. What do you think of the way that the NBA has handled Robert Sarver?
Well, yeah, they had no moral authority. It'd be hard to play for a man who has those kind of beliefs and that kind of track record. So I think they had to do it to save their own hides. Blacks are becoming so dominant on the court these days. By the way, you know, why was good basketball or football, baseball? When those conditions exist, we always do well. Playing field is evil, the rules public, goals for referee, fast, scores, transparent, and you can't hear it in the points. We do well in that situation.
Ime Udoka was a hot topic of conversation recently. Boston Celtics head coach was, you know, many people are still unclear on what it is that he did. Did you get a chance to kind of watch that and see what was going on? Did you have any thoughts on the matter?
I did. You know, a lot of these guys, it's like you have progressives on the field, you have Biden supporters on the field, and something turns around, and then you have Trump supporters in the stands. Now we find they're on the police force and Secret Service. So in many of these coaches, they have the same views as the people in the stands have. And they say some awful things. When it comes out now, it becomes very embarrassing. Team into a company. Well, I look at see Alabama playing Georgia in a big football game. Uniform color, not skin color, right? Too. Mm-hmm. And you see people, women crying, hoping the black guy will see them through and run a touchdown, score a pass, make a tackle. And the other team doing the same thing. In many ways, sports have become the great transformer of our society today. Bible said they should be led by little children. These kids, 18, 19 years old, they're little children in a major sense. Yet they are packing 80,000, 100,000 people per week in the stadium. No one else does it better than they do it. mean, ministers don't people in church on Sunday. So the rules by which they are playing are the rules that the whole society should be governed by. And I look up and see white ladies crying, hoping a black quarterback would see them through. Whites crying, hoping that a black defensive back would knock the ball down. They're saying we're not inferior. So we're not superior. It's uniform color, not skin color. So that's why athletes appeal to me so much. So I went to high school playing ball, and I went to college for 5 years, football scholarships. I didn't pay a dime going to college.
Reverend Jackson, I saw a picture from the 70s of you playing basketball against Marvin Gaye. It didn't say who the photographer was, but it seemed like you guys were having fun. Can you give me a bit of a story or background of that picture with Marvin Gaye? Where were you guys and what was going on?
My background playing on our court. I tell you what, I'll do the deal. If you beat me 2 out of 3, I won't perform. If you beat me 2 out of 3, I will perform. I beat 2 out of 3. I beat in the first 2 games. We had big fun.
That's awesome. Lastly, I remember as a kid watching you on Sesame Street and having the kids repeat, "I am somebody." How often do you bump into people who tell you that they remember you on Sesame Street?
Oh, look around the end of those shows we did back in those days. But, you know, where that phrase came from, Dr. King was killed April 4th, 1968, right? Mm-hmm. And Robert Kennedy was killed June 6th. We were in Resurrection City. Tent we put up between Washington Monument and Lincoln Monument. And so it was a dreary time. Dr. King is dead, and Robert Kennedy dead. And like the White House didn't have to listen to us anymore. We had no voice that could speak and be heard. The Congress speak and be heard. So 2 guys died in the camp from hepatitis. I used to go on the back of the truck every morning as the mail bearer to the appointed by Dr. Abernathy. And I would say what the instruction were for the day. This particular morning, it was raining. It rained much of the time we were there. We were in the mud. The women looked at me with their babies. And so they were trying to say something. I had no money to give them. I had no bus fare, nothing to give them. And I thought about a book I read by Howard Thurman, Jesus and Disinherited. He said, your back's against the wall and all is lost, it seems. You reduce your irreducible essence. You're still somebody. You're still God's child. Just as I am somebody. I may be poor. I may be on welfare. I may be unskilled. And people responded. It's become a great thing about time. So because everybody is searching for a sense of meaning, it appeals to people everywhere. People are searching for that special something. It's a purpose. Now, to keep up alive, we won Michigan in '88, and we were doing well in New York. And polls got funded toward the end. Polls were closed, people still in line. We didn't fret about that, but my management team, they fretted. They wouldn't start talking to the press. This is a crusade, not just a campaign. We were going to fight back. So I got to Philadelphia, 10,000 people there. I said, we're going to keep up alive. So I'm somebody to keep alive, ready to come out of our movement for social justice.
I respect it, sir. And I respect you for spending time with us today. You are a gem, and I appreciate all that you do for us. Thank you for your time.
Well, I'm actually talking to you some more because I think that there's a generation of athletes who are now more sensitive than they were before. Mm-hmm. When Trump talk about make America great again, this is the best America's ever been. More blacks are in politics. 5 blacks run for Senate today. 2 or 3 of them may actually win. Majority of white voters. I think the athletic thing is softening up people in many ways. It's hard being alive saying blacks should not attend school because they're inferior, and yet your emotions are hung on the success on the ball court. So I think the athletics is having a transformative impact on our society. But when people tend to social analyze, you got to speak in center and speak back, and the endorsing candidates said that they really realize the life beyond the playing field is a destiny. They must have life beyond the playing field, beyond the basketball court.
You bring up a good point because you're seeing guys like LeBron James talk about being more than an athlete. What about LeBron James do you respect and admire the most?
Well, he has kept his body in shape. And many guys, they can't take the long haul. He's an amazing guy. He didn't go to college. He sounds like a bona fide man with a PhD, a master's degree. He speaks with authority. A family man, stable family. He speaks with articulation. The thing he's doing now at AT&T, I think, he's so articulate, so able. He carries himself in a way that makes you proud. Mm-hmm. Some guys don't know the difference between celebrating and clowning. There's too much clowning going on in some celebrations. He does his little thing with his powder. That's it. LeBron James feels me very much. He's a solid gentleman.
Reverend Jackson, Kyrie Irving has been probably one of the most polarizing figures to many people in the NBA because of his outspokenness for various things, vaccines, and more. You as a civil rights leader, what do you make of the Brooklyn Nets point guard?
Well, men speak the issues of their time. Playing ball is what they do for a living, for life, but politics is what you do for life. I mean, you have to speak out. You can't be ignorant of what's around you. You cannot be playing for 18,000 people who are hostile to your interests. So guys are increasingly sensitive. Kyrie speaks out, speak up. I sat with him when he speaks out, speak up. The long thing they try to say, preachers say in the pulpit. Well, the Bible is a social justice guideline. Preachers must speak out. Everybody must cry out for justice. More on the right thing to do. Kyrie he'll survive the season as long as he's running past people, shooting them balls. He'll play basketball. But one day he look back on his life, say, I made a difference. And some athletes are so detached from the world in which they live, they say stupid things that they live to regret. When Jim Brown and Ali and Shabazz stood up with Ali when he was being forced out the ring, the right thing to do. Jackie Robinson's story has never really been told, Scoop. Jackie, preached his funeral in New York. He was a member of my board who organized Operation Push. Jackie Robinson, the most phenomenal of all of them, when he was playing baseball, he went to the military, number one. And he came out and went to Montreal. And Brad Vickers said, you tough enough to play, tough enough to fight back? He said, yeah. You be tough enough not to fight back. And Jackie Robinson determined to be an example of blacks under pressure and discipline. Jackie Robinson, his first year, he was hit more time than the entire league the year before. Yeah, so you a Negro, you a baseball player. So I'm a man, Negro man. I mean, they've asked him questions like that. You a Negro first, like a ball player. So I'm a Negro at that time. That was the opposite word. Ken Washington was Jackie Robinson, teammate at UCLA, arguably the best runner of his day. Number one in the country, Heisman, all that kind of stuff. He couldn't get drafted. He got put out. Jackie's success in 47 made it possible for the NFL to recruit blacks in 48. 49 blacks could be in the NBA. And they said they like blacks, room down the court wearing shorts, and how to affect white women. Well, when Jackie's success led to the NBA being revived in 1950, Earl Lloyd, who played with Syracuse, became the first ball player. But I think the real deal there was Abe Sapperstein was a great promoter, Abe Sapperstein on the Globetrotters. By the way, Harlem Globetrotters, Harlem was the name. These guys came out of Chicago for the most part, and passing, I tried to tell you. But they played the World Champion Minneapolis Lakers twice. But before that, they beat them twice. And so the Clowns of basketball beat the Superstars of basketball. George Michael and those guys. They beat them twice. Earl Lloyd came in 1950 in Sweetwater, Clifton. It was Nixon on that year. So Jackie Robinson had on his shoulders, football, basketball, and baseball on his shoulders. He was a man among men. And all that pressure being thrown at, smacked him in time and move up to first base. Guys would come to first base, just spike him. He led for us. Nobody has played the role Jackie Robinson played, breaking out these barriers.
Reverend Jackson, I got to ask this question. Kanye West has been somebody who has been very outspoken these days for a myriad of reasons, whether it's wearing White Lives Matter shirts, kind of sitting with Candace Owens, and a myriad of other things. What do you make of Kanye and where he is in life now?
Well, I don't understand his politics. I appreciate him as an artist. His mother was a great woman. She was a teacher. We all loved her. And he loves his mother too. She died at a rather early age. It had some of the impacts of him, no doubt. Kanye, guys have a right to express themselves. That's the way he feels. I don't agree with politics. I agree with him as a person. I really like him as a person. But I don't need to degrade him because my political views. I really lose on the right side of history, win on the wrong side of history. I think those who support Trump on the wrong side of history. It's my personal opinion.
You definitely are, like we talked about, being a man of sports. Do you like Rihanna's appearance in the Super Bowl?
Yeah. I mean, what the heck? Just entertainment. This is the best America's ever been. We're blacks in Congress. Now, 65 black congressmen. In all the southern states have one. Blacks are mayors of major cities all across the South. We've done a lot to make America better.
Before we get up out of here, who is the greatest of all time, Michael Jordan or LeBron James?
Well, maybe Michael is best. I won 7 times in a row. It's the same guy. We wouldn't hop around looking for a winning combination. But I'm a little biased on that one because I saw Michael play so much. But I'm not sure that it matters. Bill Russell used to say that when you compare people who don't play against each other, how can you compare with Chamberlain with Jabbar? They play against each other. You have to compare like things. So Michael is the best in his day. LeBron is the best in his day on and off the court. Both of them are amazing men of dignity. I like Michael so much. He helps a lot of people. And so does James. Building a school in Akron, Ohio. You're getting better than that.
Enough said. Brother, thank you so much for your time.
Super, love you, man.
You too.